do. A place where we have been divided based on region, on tribalism, on party politics, without principles. We have some elements who have voiced very lawlessness across board, especially from the ruling party. And today we are coming against them as always to ensure that we send out all these unruly elements out of our society. No longer are we going to tolerate them anymore. And so we're standing and venting and holding institutions where leaders have gone rogue. Today, we're marking another day where across the country, people are being killed left, right, and center without anybody taking responsibility. We have become a nation that is just rolling on what you call autopilot. People have been killed, over 200 people in Benue State. People have been killed and buried just a few hours ago in Kaduna. Over 33 people have been buried in a mass grave. The entire country is in turmoil, but we have no word from our president. We have no word from the Kaduna State governor. We have no word from people who have been ranting and talking all sorts of nonsense across board. We have no word from INEC's president-select. We have no word at all from anybody. We have no word from Professor Wole Soyinka. We have no word from the rogues of the APC, the FFKs and the Onanugas and all the other people. We have no word from them because, of course, values don't matter to them. Lives don't matter to them. These are people who will do anything to ensure that they bring our country down. And today we're taking our protest to them, like we've done in the last 26 days for consecutively 20 plus days. We went to INEC, we went to National Assembly, we went to the Ministry of Justice, we went to even the headquarters of defense, we went to the UN a couple of times, to European Union, we went to different ambassadors, we made submissions at the British High Commission, at the American Embassy, we went to the Canadian Embassy, we've been around town, we've ensured that our presence was made known to the entire international community, and standing up right in the middle of Abuja and holding to account our leadership and saying no to the nonsense that took place on the 25th of February 2023 at the general election, where ballots were snatched. There were collusion between the INEC people and the police and some coppers who have gone completely rogue. We're saying no to all of those nonsense. We're asking for our mandate return or a cancellation of the 2023 general election, because in any case, we didn't have any election. We're demanding that the people who have been, we're demanding that there should be compensation for all of those people across board, because we have a nation. We're demanding that there should be a Truth and Reconciliation Committee in Lagos, in Rivers, in Kano, and all the flashpoints where inhumane atrocities were committed. We're demanding for the sack, for the arrest, prosecution, and jailing of Professor Yakub Mahmoud, who has conducted the most fraudulent, scammed election in the history of Nigeria. We'll continue to protest. Today, I want to ask for the leaders, Mazi and other people. Mazi, I don't know if your network is good for you to take your submission right now before we move on. Are you here? Can you, I don't know what location you are right now, but if you can, take a few minutes and make some reiteration right now as we begin the protest for today. Welcome everyone across board. And if Mazi is not here, that's okay. Today, day 28, I beg your pardon. Day 28.
Can anyone hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Crackling, but I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Sadly, that's part of the thing we are suffering. I'm in a location where my network is absolutely gone bonkers. But I believe we can all hear me loud and clear. Now, to make it very short, I keep reiterating here, today is our 28th day of this. And within these 28 days, we have done depositions across key institutions in the Federal Capital Territory that includes, not limited to High Commission, the Canadian High Commission, and the AU, the ECOWAS, and we've stood on one thing and one thing only, to demand that the sham election that was conducted by INEC, in an interview I had with Kenneth Okonkwo, he said something very instructive, that as a result of this election not being, those that have conducted these madness called election not being punished, that we will see more of such madness happening. As if he was a prophet. We're already seeing what happened in Adamawa over the last couple of days. Obviously, because if those who had done these things were punished appropriately, we do not believe that, if everyone is going rogue, if everyone is going mad, we say we are not going to go rogue, neither are we going to go mad. We will keep lending our voice. We will keep demanding for the right thing to be done. We will keep saying that the election was not what we were promised. We were we're promised that failed their best. There is no other way that INEC failed in their own exam. They set up an exam, they failed in their own exam, and we must say it the way it is. Beyond the INEC, problems that we have, with this, beyond the issues with INEC, like my good brother and friend, Dr. Moore has said, in the last couple of days, we have seen fellow citizens in Southern Kaduna, 33 people. Just imagine for a moment that in a household, you have an average of 3 people. That means we've lost 10 households. Any of those individuals can be you and I. It is because the electoral individuals that are with governance come through DC today. No one, as we speak, has been held accountable. This is a state where we have governors who are always in a position to open their mouth and say nasty things. And these are a party where you have their spokesperson, all of them gone dumb, all of them gone deaf. None of them is saying anything regarding fellow citizens mowed down in this manner. And we come here as a people and we say, if no one is speaking for the downtrodden, if no one is speaking against their atrocious things that these entities, this government is allowing to happen, that we are going to bridge the gap. You and I are standing in the gap to say we are not accepting this. Therefore, our protest continues. Thank you, brother, for having me. And I would yield the mic for now and let others have their say. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you. Thank you for showing leadership, for always answering and attending to the issues and this protest right from day one. You've shown competence and as a co-convener of this movement, home and abroad. And I want to say today that thank you even for, regardless of where you found yourself, you've done everything to ensure that we have the online protests going, and of course with the ground troops and everything that we've been going through. Thank you so much. Right now we are just going to have we're going to have the house open, and I'm going to just quickly read out again. I'm going to read out again our rules and regulation in this house so that we can stay, because the whole world is watching. And like we've said over and over again, once you are in the house, endeavor that your microphone is put on mute until it's your turn to speak. Averagely, we have done 2 hours, 1.5 hours, but because this race is a marathon, it's a marathon. It's not something that you just touch and run. For those who have not been here, for over 20-something days, we had physically met. We met up until day 7 at the Unity Fountain, and we went round Abuja until when the APC paid thugs came to occupy the Unity Fountain. This is very important to make clear. We met every day with security, with sound, with everything, and we have marched around the city to all these symbolic institutions to make our deposition. And afterwards, we move out of that area because we will not give to them the opportunity to have a confrontation with us. We've kept it peaceful and ensure that we secure the lives of people. This is the highest ever recorded in the history of Nigeria. Even the NSAS protest went for 11 days, but we consecutively broke the jinx. And today, because it is not a sprint, it's a marathon, we have exactly 50-something days to the 29th of May. And those of you who saw the court ruling and all of that, you can see what is playing out. What we are doing, and I'm mentioning this so that by the time we begin to vent tonight, we were not going to go through analysis and people asking questions about when we're going to go out and all of that. We're preparing, we're putting things together. In a few days' time, we're going to be out on the street. But when we hit the street, we're not leaving the street until our demands are met. So I want everybody to understand, it's not about being emotional. It's not about being, we're not just going to allow just anything to get in the way. We have to strategically get out there and ensure that we're going to be there for 50+ days, if need be, until we get to the 29th of May. So I want you guys to understand what uphill task we are up against. And that's why we're spending this few days and hours to vent, to protest, so that the whole world can see us from the different places where we're connecting. I want to welcome those of you from America, from UK, from Spain, from every other place. And here we have people from Lagos, from Delta, from Maiduguri, from Abuja, all converging together. And I want to say that we have kept Abuja going because Abuja is the seat of power. That's where the whole world will hear us from. And that's why we put the concentration here. When we are going to get out in a few days' time, if you have to travel from wherever you have to, even if other states are not happening in the nationwide protest, it's important for us to be congregated in Abuja and begin to ensure that we put the pressure on all the institutions and all the individuals who have gone rogue until the job is done. This is what we're demanding for, and this is what we're going to do. So right now, right here, if you're going to protest tonight, you're going to have a minimum or a maximum of just 60 seconds, 2 minutes to be able to do your protest. I want to welcome those of you who are joining us for the first time. Here, we're not discussing anything to do with PDP. We're not discussing APC. We're not discussing Labour Party, MPP, or anything. We're not discussing any local political stuff. We're not discussing any religion here. We're not discussing any region here. We're discussing national issues, and we're going to keep it on the national issues as pertaining everything to do with our nations and holding our president and key other leaders responsible for what is going on. And if you're ready and you're set, please raise your hands as we take the drill and we protest tonight. We just got about an hour to do here. And so at about 9:30, we'll pull the curtains. If you're here and you're ready to protest and you're angry as I am, please raise your hands and we will take the cue from there. Right now, Chikat, please take your 2 minutes and go ahead and protest straight. The mic is yours. Chikat, are you there?
Okay, yes, but I'm driving. I didn't know you were going to call me immediately like this.
All right, you can hold on if you have to. Yes, Fortune, yes, Onyeka.
I'll hold on for a little. Let me just find a way to pull out. Yes, thank you.
That's okay. Comrade Fortune, right, please go ahead. We don't have the time to bear. Just go ahead and protest, Comrade Fortune.
Guys. I want to every one of us. I want to appreciate you, our leader, for the work doing. Appreciate Njenje TV for hosting this online protest. Today, I want to take the protest to Nigerians. Every cadre of Nigerians who are supporting the rot and evil that is going on in Nigeria because of their selfish interest. We have the CEOs, the business owners who are doing it because of their business interest. We have religious leaders who have kept quiet, who have kept mute because one way or the other they are benefiting from the administration. We have the APC members who have kept supporting this evil because they feel it is their party. I want to let every one of us to know that APC is setting a dangerous precedent of lawlessness and disrespect to electoral rules, highest level of impunity, corruption, violence, and killings. They are doing everything possible to give even final barrier to the already degraded judicial system because they want to retain power by all means in Nigeria. I want to speak to them. If you are happy with this and you allow this to be established in the already corrupt and the economic drowning Nigeria, the implications of this, or rather the after effects, will hit them, including you and I. So if you join your hands, if you feel you are a party member, if you feel you are a businessman, if you feel you are a religious leader, if you feel you are a Nigerian youth, and you join your hands and allow this evil to permeate into the already corrupt political structure, another party might likely take power tomorrow. And when they take power that tomorrow, you may not have a voice to speak because you are already standing with the evil that is existing. Let's look beyond party politics. Let's look beyond individual interests and save the democracy in Nigeria. We have gathered here because we are Nigerians. And Save Nigeria movement, we are neither businessmen, we are neither religious leaders, nor APC, nor PDP, nor Labour Party. We are not Hausa, we are not Igbo, we are not Yoruba. Neither are we Efik, Kanuri, Fulani, Ibibio, or Igala. We are simply Nigerians who desire a Nigeria where justice and equity, fairness shall bring peace and development. So I want every one of us. Nigeria belongs to all of us. If we don't hold Nigeria up, if we don't uphold Nigeria today, all of us will sink. And we cannot allow this nation that is blessed with human and natural resources, that is blessed with landmass, that is blessed with everything. We are the best in the world. Wherever we find ourselves, we are usually and we are always the best. So we cannot allow selfish political entities who want to destroy the fabrics of the nation because of their selfishness. I want to beg all Nigerians, in few days to come, we will be hitting the streets. Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, Adamawa, wherever you are, let's hit the streets. And let's hold on to the streets until we achieve our aim. Let's hold on to the streets until we reclaim back this country. Let's hold on to the streets until we get Nigeria in the right direction, in the right path of peace, equity, justice, in the right path of development. We cannot allow Nigeria to go down. Thank you so much for being part of this movement. Thank you so much for coming together to save Nigeria. Let us save Nigeria, because if we don't save Nigeria now, if we miss it this time, brethren, it is finished. We cannot allow Nigeria to go down. Thank you so much, and God bless each and every one of us. And I'm also talking to those of us in our family. Wherever you are, lend your support. Lend your support. We need to get Nigeria better. You are there abroad, you will still come. If Nigeria is scattered, you cannot go home. You will not have a country to call home. In whichever way you can support this movement, I am calling on every Nigerian, both here in Nigeria and in diaspora, support this movement and let's get Nigeria working again. Thank you so much, everybody. I yield my mic.
Thank you, comrade. And very quickly, let's have Victoria. Victoria, go ahead. You have 120 seconds to do your protest. Let's have you. Okay, Victoria, you're not there. John D, please go ahead and do your protest. You got 2 minutes. John D, Revelator.
I greet you, Nigerians. All right. Today, I'm taking my protests to the President Muhammadu Buhari. Yesterday, I took my protest to the security agencies. Today, I'm taking my protest humbly to President Muhammadu Buhari, and I'm asking him to kindly and urgently, for his integrity's sake, according to his promise, that he should initiate an investigation and prosecution of Professor Mahmoud Yusuf and all other suspected resident electoral commissioners and national commissioners and other INEC stakeholders that subverted the process, that connived in thwarting the will of the people, that the thing that took place in Adamawa is example or exactly what happened. It's obvious, if not that they stood still and he pursued his mandate and the people came out for him. So I'm taking my protest to the president and I'm asking him kindly to initiate this investigation and prosecution, because yesterday we spoke about it, that up till now nothing has happened, and today an investigation was initiated or was asked to be initiated against the wreck that perpetrated that act. The same thing Professor Muhammadu, I beg your pardon, Professor Mahmoud Yusuf did. Because I promise you that up till now, yes, Professor Yakubu, yes, sorry about that, Muhammad Yakubu, up till now, they have not finished uploading the presidential results. Up till now, I promise you. It took them weeks and weeks to be able to upload it. I was so glad when an old video where Mr. Festus Okoye was saying that if there is discrepancy, I'm not here, I don't really bother, or we are not here, or we don't care who becomes the president, but we care about the process because we don't want to be bequeathed with a false process. We don't want to learn evil ways. We want to be good children. We want to be good Nigerians. We don't want these are what we don't want in the new Nigeria. In the new Nigeria, it should be about capacity, about character. And that character is actually the process. So to cut my protest short, I'm asking kindly and in all humility that the president should request an investigation regarding the last presidential election and the declaration of the results. If it was incoherent with the Constitution and the laid down rules of INEC. I think it's a good place to leave it for today. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. I will thank you for that submission and protest. I would beg everyone's indulgence to keep it within time. 2 minutes, go straight to the point and keep your protest so that we have lots of people who are going to protest tonight. Let's keep it straight to the point so that we all can have our voice out there. People are watching. Thank you so much. Ako Christian, are you there? Ako Christian Oche, please take the mic and get to it.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I've come tonight to vent my anger. The Nigerian state has happened to me in so many directions. I watch with hope, with expectation that the 2023 election was going to bring a smile to the generality of the masses. But unfortunately, that could not happen. Unfortunately, our mandate was stolen. And we cannot afford to continue sitting on the fence, waiting that magic is going to happen. Going by what is happening, our election took place since on the 25th of February. As I speak, the tribunal is yet to commence hearing. How long is it going to take them to start? If they cannot start, are they waiting for the swearing in? We cannot afford to continue watching the system to decay. We can't afford to watch our country to be taken over by a drug lord. And this point, I'm calling on all well-meaning Nigerians. Let us come together in unison and occupy the Federal Capital Territory. Take over the airport, take over everywhere until our mandate is restored. Thank you.
Thank you. That was straight to the point. Comrade Michael, can we have you please? Comrade Michael, take your 2 minutes and take your protest to the appropriate quarters.
Hey, comrades. Am I on?
Yes, your network is broken like
Good evening,
the Nigerian
comrades.
system, but we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity and for this audience. I am taking it straight to the world this time around. What happened at Adamawa was just a tip of the iceberg. If it was the returning officer that made that foolish announcement at Adamawa, it would have been taken as the order. It would have been taken as the stance of
Comrade, unfortunately, your mandate to speak tonight has been stolen by the network, and we can't make any sense of anything you're saying.
That this case,
Comrade, your network is very bad. You might have to either change position. You might have to change position tonight.
Because all. Let somebody else speak. Let somebody else speak. I'll come back again.
Thank you, comrade. Yes, I think so. That will be better. Victoria Epipade, are you ready? Are you there?
Yes.
Please go ahead. Let's see. Thank you.
I've come out again to call upon our president, Muhammadu Buhari, to remind him that he has few days left. We asked him to try and leave a good name before going, for him to do the needful. We want him to do the needful, to give us our mandate back. We want him to sack and arrest Yakubu Mahmudu, because our mandate has been stolen. We want our mandate back. And we want him to do the needful about this killing that is going on. Enough is enough for this bloodshed every day. We want him to regard human being as he regards himself, as he regards his own children. This is what I have to say to him today. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's straight to the point, and I pray, like I've been informed, that he has been watching all our videos. May he hear your words today, and may he do the right thing. He still has an opportunity to write his name in gold. Joe Money, are you there? Take your 2 minutes and take your protest to the appropriate quarters tonight.
Yeah, thank you. What I want to say, I speak for Nigeria, my country. Truth be told,
Joe Money, if you are using a headset, please take it off and get closer so that we can hear you properly.
Okay.
Now, hear me now.
Better. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, someone once said that we pray that this government do something better, and I asked him, if you'd steal, if I helped you to steal, and I want to steal, will you say no? If you said no, automatically you're causing chaos in your government. So automatically, the people that helps him to steal will definitely steal. So how do you expect anything different from this government? So what I want to say is Nigeria is being constituted by 70% are youth. And what are they teaching the youth in the next coming election, or the one vying for position? Because this is the election that most of the youth came out in full and are involved into politics. So what are they teaching them? So I beg INEC, if they know they want this a better Nigeria, because what they just did is a total criminal. In short, I don't know what to classify what they just did, because the truth is next election will be worse if we keep silent. So I beg the INEC to take a good stand for the youth that are coming up to join the political ring. So that is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Chukwu, take your protest and go ahead. Chukwu, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Great Nigerian people, one nation, one Nigeria.
Yes,
I want to express my deep concern on the issues going on in Nigeria. We have been crying and we have been asking that we should not engage in jungle justice. But my question is, how can we not engage in jungle justice while justice is already being strangulated and is being sold to the jungle? You have to be a jungle man before you attain justice or you have access to justice in Nigeria. This is what I am saying no to that. We must reclaim justice and put justice on the path of the mandate that it has. I mean, the judiciary, put judiciary on the path to the mandate that has been given to them to be the last hope of the ordinary man. I'm not even talking about the common man, but I'm talking about the ordinary man. So my protest now is on the judiciary. Petitions have already been presented and cross petitions thereof. Now we are expecting the judiciary to take decisive action to make sure that justice prevails on this matter. I don't care whosoever justice goes against or goes for. The Lady Justicia is a blind woman with a sword. That emblem of the Lady Justician must be the true representation of the justice that we will receive this time around. I'm also having my own protest on INEC. We expect that INEC could be better after the February 25th election, but we kept saying that INEC is going down the drain. I am disappointed because I am a Nigerian. I do my best to represent Nigeria in the diaspora, but I feel dismayed that minority of the elites are the ones who are really ridiculing the image of Nigeria. We want Nigeria to rise again. I am asking that Nigeria should rise again. I am protesting that the judiciary must rise up to the occasion this time around, and also all those who are involved in electoral malpractice, in the words of Chimamanda Adichie, are the fascists, and they should be dealt with decisively. We do not want a situation whereby REC will be invited to the commission and be disciplined by the commission, and we will not hear anything about the outcome of the discipline. We don't want to hear that RECs are being suspended and just like that, without proper prosecution being carried or meted on the issue. And we will, and the law enforcement will be going after the ordinary citizens who try their best to cast their vote and are doing all their best to protect their votes, even if it results in harassing electoral officers. We do not want those guys to be prosecuted without making sure that the reason for their grievances is or are being addressed. So that is my protest. My protest, in summary, is on INEC and the judiciary. We must put our eyes on the judiciary. We must point our torchlights on the judiciary this time around, because it's not going to be a game as usual. They must deliver justice. It is non-negotiable. The president says the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. I also say the democracy, the true democracy of Nigeria is non-negotiable. Since our political elites have decided to be taking our votes and election to the courts, now it is left for the courts to stand firm and stand tall to make sure that democracy is alive and back again in Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you, Justice Chukwu. And I totally agree with you. Since everything has to do with going to the court, what we have here today, protest is about the court of public opinion. And this is why we must engage in protest. We must speak to the issues. We must keep getting angry until our demands are met. And like you rightly said, it's non-negotiable. Ndidi, please take your protest. Take 2 minutes and speak to the issues. Thank you.
Good evening, my fellow comrades. Thank you very much for gathering here once again. Well, my protest actually goes to the youth of this country. I am very, very, very angry and disappointed at the youths of this country. You know why? Because we are all supposed to, this should have been organic. We should all be out there on the streets of this country, screaming, demanding our mandate. We all went out to vote. Everyone, I don't even know if there is any time in this country where we've had this number of youths voting in the past. But look at what went on the 25th of February and 18th of March. Yet we are sitting in our houses and people are saying that they use juju on us. What sort of rubbish juju? Why are we not out there? Why are we waiting to be begged? Waiting for people to tell us to come out and protest and regain our mandate? We went out to vote. So why are we not out there saying, give us back, give us the person that we actually elected, not the person that INEC selected? Why are we not saying that? Shouldn't we all be out there screaming for us our mandate to be returned, for us to get justice? We're all going to sit down here. We're going to sit on the space in all the spaces on social media and be shouting. But we should actually be out there. We should be there. I'm talking. It doesn't have to be any organized protest. People should just, even if it's in front of your house, something terrible is going to happen in this country if we are not careful. We need to be there. We need to be there. It's actually very, very disappointing and frustrating for people like myself, because I sit down here and I keep watching and saying, Where are our youths? Where are you guys? Where are you? What happened to all those people that we saw coming out and voting? Where are you guys? It's a shame. I tell you now, it's a shame. And it's so disappointing. I don't even understand it anymore. But this is what I have to shout about tonight. Thank you very much. I yield the mic.
Thank you. I think this is very paramount for every young person in Nigeria to hear. The highest we've ever recorded while we're going now was just 1,000 plus. We have 500, we have 600, we have 1,000. Imagine if 5,000 youths came out. Imagine if we were 10,000 on the street of Abuja. By now, we should have been able to have recovered back our mandate. You remember what happened? 72 hours before the pronouncement was made, just a few of us, less than 100, who went out there to protest. And guess what? The military people and everybody were scared. So you can imagine what we've done in the 20-something days. Imagine if 5,000 people were there. If just 1,000 of us can make the security architecture shake like they said, they confessed. They confessed that they were scared, that we could organize for over 20 days. Imagine what would happen if 10,000 of us were out. Just 10,000 of us. Just 10,000. Where are the people? Indeed, thank you so much for giving some voice to that. Chikat, are you there? Chikat Ishaya, please take your 2 minutes quickly.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I be heard?
Loud and clear. Please
okay, can I be heard? All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Moore. Okay, my protest goes to the judiciary and Mr. President. I want to first of all start with Mr. President. He is a father, you know, and he's a leader. He is our leader. But he should know that whatever he's going to do, you know, it's going to count, you know, tomorrow in the future, either for good or for bad for him. He should know that the remaining days that he has, you know, he can be able to correct all the mistakes that has happened, you know, within these few months, because he promised Nigerians free and fair election. And I remember when we voted for him, because I am one of the persons that voted for Mr. President 2015, because I believe that he was going to come and do well. But of course, a lot has happened and we're disappointed. Now that all of us came out and he promised us that he's going to give us, you know, a free and fair election, we all came out under sun, under the rain. We voted, you know, for the person that we felt should lead us. Now we're calling on him, you know, to come out and do the right thing, because this thing that is happening, he cannot afford to have a country like this for his children. He cannot afford, if he thinks that he has finished his own bit and he's growing old, he has children, because tomorrow this country that he's seeing, you know, will never forget him. Because if he does not come out and do the right thing, his children and his great-grandchildren will bear the you know, the bad name that he will leave behind. Because I cannot imagine, you know, him handing over to a drug baron, him handing over to a criminal who is already and is, you know, is been established that he's a criminal. Because how can somebody lie against, you know, his age, against, you know, his dual citizenship, against the drug that he pushed in the US? How can somebody be lying like that? And you want to hand over, you know, a leadership of 200 million Nigerians to this kind of person? I want Mr. President to think twice, because it is not going to go well with him. Because even when he leaves office, our spirit will never leave him. Our spirit will never leave him alone, because we have voted for somebody, and, you know, he allowed, you know, Professor Yakubu to announce or to select a different person. So I am calling on Mr. President, please do the right thing. Because if you look at what is happening, people are dying every day. People are dying every day because nobody cares again. It seems like there's no leadership. And I can tell you that if you allow this criminal to come and take over power from you, Mr. President, it will be 10 times worse than what we are experiencing today. So, and my second this thing goes to the judiciary. My second protest, judiciary, please, we beg you in the name of God, because you are our last resort right now. You are our last hope right now. As Nigerians, we have no any other country again except this country. Please, judiciary, look at Nigeria. Is this what you? Is this the kind of country you want? For your children? Is this the kind of country you want for your children? Because whatever goes around comes around. If you think you're going to pass a judgment because they have given you 100, 200, 1 billion, I can tell you that this money will finish and we will all be in the same country, and it will all bear the pain and the rascality that is happening. Look at what happened in Adamawa. It's as a result of what Mr. Professor Yakub, Mahmoud did in the presidential election. That is why that reg had the guts to do what he did, in Adamawa. And I can tell you, if this government, is being sworn in the 29th of May, this is what we're going to be experiencing in our democracy, because you wouldn't expect anything better than this. I can tell you that they are going to have their way, and anything they are doing, they will do it to impunity, because they know that there's not going to be any punishment. So please, judiciary, look at our country. It's in your hands right now. Please, we are begging you in the name of God. As your children, we are coming all out to say that please do the right thing. Do the right thing with your conscience. Pass the judgment with your conscience. Do not allow anybody to influence you with money or with anything, please. We are begging you as Nigerians, as youth of this country. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. The only thing I'll add to that is that we won't beg them. We will follow their children. We will follow if they do the wrong thing, they will not walk in the street of Abuja. They will not walk in Nigeria. We are not here. We will not beg them. Everything you have said is right. If they do the wrong thing, they will not be alive to be walking around. Is it not in the same country that we are here right now and people are in the bush? Let them go ahead and see. This is why we will take the protest. We have been to the Ministry of Justice. We've been to the appeal court. We will go back again. We will have them on placard and we'll take it to their houses. We will find where all of them live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
You, sir. 100%.
Thank you. Maureen, bring your anger out. Let's see you. Let the world hear you. The judiciary are watching you. Whatever you are saying, they are hearing it in their houses. Please speak to them, Maureen. Maureen, are you there? Okay, Maureen is not there. Ambassador Jennifer, are you there? Ambassador Jennifer is one of our leaders. Please go ahead and speak to the issues.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening and welcome.
I'm here. I just like I wanted to say there's no need. I wanted to say talk to the last person. There's no need begging the judiciary. It's our rights. It is what they are supposed to do. What kind of country are we in? What is the democracy? Do we have a democracy? Do we really have a democracy? This is what we call demonstration of crazy demonstration. If it is not crazy country with crazy leaders, what is happening here shouldn't be happening in a normal country. Are we normal? Is this a normal country? What the heck is going on? Something has been done, properly has been done. That someone will get up and have the effrontery to go and announce what they want to announce. Just like you said, because Yakubu put us in this quagmire that we're going through. And I agree with Dr. Mo. If you think your children or your family members are going to be in peace, think again. Think again. Because all of us have no other country but this country. We can walk on the street freely. Can they walk on the street freely? Some of them are even ashamed of calling their father's name as their last names right now as I speak to you. They can't call their father's last name because if you call it in public, you don't know what can happen to you. People are angry. We are angry. I am angry. I am so angry. I've never been this angry in a long time. Why am I so angry? The young people, the people of Nigeria are going around acting like it is okay. Is it okay? The youths, the men, the women, even they keep saying the youth. What about the old people that can come on the street because we're all on the street? If they get angry, let them come on the streets. When they were angry in South Africa, the old, the young, the women, everybody, the children were on the street. Are we angry enough to come out on the street and take back our country? Are we sitting in the comfort of our homes? Every day we even have this online protest. I see such small numbers. And we have sent this to a lot of people. They are still scared. They might mark me. They might mark me online. What the fraggle knuckle? I just don't want to use the F word here. What nonsense. We that are here, how many lives do we have? How many lives do you have? We all have the same life. Whatever happens, what are you dying for? All die, not die. You go die anyway. But will you die for something? Will people remember you for something? Or you will die as a coward? A coward in the sense that you cannot come out and fight for what you know that is right. Are we all cowards? Are our youth cowards? Are we full of cowards in this country? I'm angry. I'm so angry because we're on the streets and others are in the comforts of their homes, thinking that we should do the magic and they will come and fly on it. I double dare you that when it works, come, we are ready for you. If you don't join us on the street, then don't join us when the victory comes. Thank you. Angry woman.
Thank you, angry woman. Dr. Rose, how angry are you tonight? Dr. Rose, are you there?
I am here. Good evening. I am so angry, Dr. Mo, and you know it. You know, I know what we did in Kano here to ensure that we take the message of Peter Obi in the 44 local government. I personally did, and right now we're practically begging
Dr.
people.
Rose.
Yes,
Dr.
can you
Rose,
hear me?
yes, we're not mentioning any. We have people from APC here. We have people from PDP. We have people from Labour Party. This mandate is not about any political party. You have to speak to the issues directly.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. We are angry. We are very angry because Yakubu Mahmood asked Nigerians to come out and cast their votes and that our results will be uploaded real time, and Nigerians left their places of residence to come back here to come and cast their votes, and here we are today begging that that vote should have just counted. Nigerians came out en masse to ensure that this vote, they voted. But at the end of the day, what do we have? We have a government who have deceived the people and are willing to continue deceiving the people. And we cannot sit back and let this happen. They've taken the life out of our neck. Look at the killing in Kaduna. Everybody is dying. Like my sister that just finished speaking, all die now, die. Everybody living in Nigeria. I was speaking to some young persons. We are all dead already. We're just waiting for that time to come. So why not take the bull by the horn? I beg Nigerians, please, let's come out and take that which belongs to us now. We did this thing before. We can do it again. I came to Abuja one time to join the protest. Please let us join this protest. We have more than 10,000 youths in Abuja. We have more than 1 million youths in Abuja. Why can't we come out and take this thing and occupy the airport, occupy everywhere, occupy it, and let them know that they just have to give us back our country? For God's sake, where else do we have to call our home? We are so angry right now that we can't let this happen, not under our care. Please, Nigerians, let's come out and take back that which belongs to us. Thank you very much. I yield.
Thank you, Dr. Rose, for venting. Who is there? Before we take Samson Tese tonight, let's have Lawman. Lawman, are you there? Please take your protest to Nigerians all over the world.
Thank you, Dr. Mo, and thank you, everyone. I am taking my protest first to the judiciary in a different angle. Just like some other people have said that, other people have said that they are angry, I think I am more angry. My protest to the judiciary is not for them to do what they are supposed to do. Like Dr. Mo said, they have no option. But there are foundations I want them to lay. The Chief Justice of Nigeria should step aside, should resign. A lot of things have shown that even if he does justice, it will not be seen that justice is done. And the two components of justice is not only that justice is done, it will be seen that justice is done. And when you have compromised that position, where even if you do justice, justice will not be seen to be done, you have to step aside. The Chief Justice of Nigeria should step aside, should step down and give way so that people will not only see justice, they will also see that justice is done. Then my next protest goes to the security agencies, the entire line of security. I would have asked the president to resign, if not that in the next 2 months he's almost going. Otherwise, there's a collapse, total collapse of security. So he has no business even remaining as the president of Nigeria for one extra day. But because of the significance of having a leader in the next 2 months, I wouldn't go that direction. But I will ask the Inspector General of Police to resign. He has no business being the Inspector General of Police. Because even the crisis, the elections, the suppression of voters could only work because security was collapsed. The electors were not assured of their safety. So what is the police doing? Police did no job. And we have no business having an IG or commissioner of police here and there, and yet electors could not come out openly to vote. And the one that came to vote, some of them were killed, some of them were maimed, some of them were poured acid, and people were carrying ballot boxes. You see police now going to arrest the victims instead of the attackers. It happened in this country. And so we pass vote of no confidence on the security architecture and ask the IG and all the police commissioners in Nigeria to resign their appointments. That is where I am going, and that's why I'm stopping for now. But before I do that, I want to say something about the youth. The problem we had with the youth is that there was something they wanted Mr. Peter Obi and Yusuf Dati to tell them to go and protest. No, what they did was what they ought to do, say, go, don't go. But it's left for the youth. The youth should not, that type of thing, that should give them another orientation, that what they have done, what they ought to do, but the youth ought to do what they're supposed to do. So a different orientation, letting them now know that they shouldn't wait for Peter Obi or Yusuf Dati or even the chairman of the political parties to come and tell them to go and fight for their right. They came out under rain, under sun, everything, under harassment. Some of them were killed. So they must be made to know that the advice of Peter Obi or whatever was just what he ought to do. But
I want to make it very clear. Thank you, comrade. We are not here for Peter Obi. We're not here for Atiku. We're not here for political party. We're not here for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want to make it very, very clear again. And I thank God that you are making that statement, because Peter Obi has told the obedience not to come out. We have been out on the street for 28 days now. We're not here for any politician or political leader. We're not here for any of them. Any youth that will not come out, you are as foolish as Mahmoud. That is your lot to share. And this is why we're not here for Atiku or Peter Obi or Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All we are saying is that we want Nigeria to work. Don't steal any vote for Atiku and don't steal any vote for Peter Obi. Don't steal any vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu or for Kwankwaso. We're asking and demanding for the right thing to be done. And we will stay with the issues and stay with the nationalistic patriotism and continue to speak truth to power. This is where our protest is. Desi, are you there? 2 minutes, please speak and address your protest.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good night. Thank you, everyone, for being here once again. Yesterday, I took my protest to the traditional leaders and the professors. Today, I'm going back to the judiciary, because whatever it is going to be done now, it's in the hands of the judiciary, and that is where all our energy and effort and vigilance is supposed to be, because that is the last point. If we don't get it at this point, nothing is going to happen. We are going to be doomed forever, because Buhari cannot help anyone, cannot even help himself. Buhari cannot even help himself now, because his legacy has been destroyed. He has allowed criminals to spoil his name and whatever he has ever stood for in his life. So he cannot even help himself, let alone he will help us. The only thing I hope that the cabal that they say that they are in the Aso Rock and they are working, I hope they are real and they will double their efforts to make sure that this criminality does not stand. I know that they are not for good, but if you can use a bad to solve another, to cure another bad, then so be it. But now, the judiciary, you guys must have to stand tall. And you guys have become the joke of the nation and of the international community, because now there is a mantra going around Nigeria: anything, go to court, go to court. What happened in Adamawa was another test of waters of what you guys have become. Somebody came that has no constitutional responsibility, has no power whatsoever. He breached all the protocol. He set aside the constitution. He set aside the Electoral Act and the electoral guideline and went with a written paper, a script, and went and announced election. He was there. The commissioner of police of the state was by his side. The DSS that is picky, when people go on the street to protest, they will go and invite them to intimidate them. The DSS was there endorsing illegality. They protected that criminal to announce a criminal result. Now, what happened? Then that same day, the person that was announced as a winner was the first person to go to court. Initially, they say if you lose, go to court. Now, even the loser have not even gone to court. The winner, the so-called winner, went to court. What is it that is in that court that every person that commits, the people that are committing the illegalities are the first to go there? It is to say that you guys have no more honor, no more integrity. Your judgment are out for a buy, and the highest bidder will pay and will get it. If you guys have a little bit of integrity left in you, or at least some of you, you should do the right thing. And I am saying this, that if you guys fail and drop the ball, we are going to make sure that Nigeria does not contain all of us, because you guys cannot kill the democracy, collect the money, and sit in the same country and enjoy it while we continue to suffer. It won't happen. So you guys should do the right thing. Now, I'm going to the youth. You guys can see that these people are no out for good for you, or neither your generation or your future. Look at all our political leaders. All of them, they go and do masters themselves in Harvard. Recently, Femi Gbajabiamila when ASU was on strike for 9 months, he was in Harvard posting pictures. Their children, Senate President, everyone, Buhari's children, Buhari that is poor, all his children studied in UK. Where did he get the money? They studied in UK. Now, Buhari's daughter is heading one of the biggest departments in NNPC. Go and do a checklist on all the children of these politicians. where they studied and where they are working today. Now come back and check, do that checklist about your own life. Since when you have graduated from school, where is your own father? Where is your own mother? Since you graduated from school, how many people in your family are employed and are even making a decent 50,000 naira? You cannot find. But you guys are out there. You are sitting quiet. Your mothers came on the street naked. You saw your mothers naked on the street. You could only share on social media and have fun with the nakedness of your mothers. That could not trigger your anger to come out and support your mothers and protest. You guys are there doing Bet Naija, doing all sorts of things. We not coming to challenge the authorities. So I'm calling upon all the youths. The nakedness of your mother should not go in vain. If you allow it to go in vain, then their pains will return back onto you. So don't sit there. Let's come out and challenge these people, and we must get back our country. This is not for any political party, but it is for the survivor of Nigeria and the soul of Nigeria. And we must, it's a duty that we must all do. We must all sacrifice to get Nigeria back again. Thank you.
Thank you as always. We have just about 8 minutes to go for today. I want to quickly ask, I see 3 hands up, and who is Ejiofor? I know you probably are not able to raise your hand. After the 4 people have made their submission, we will take a word from one of the comrades on my way is here. But I want Ejiofor, each of you will just take not more than 2 minutes. If you go beyond 2 minutes, I'm going to stop you. Ejiofor, are you there? Ejiofor, are you there? Ejiofor, are you there? Okay. Let's take Angel, Comrade Austin, and Ned. Please, 2 minutes each. Angel, you got the mic.
Great Nigerian people, we are great.
Oh.
Whether devil likes it or not. My own, I'm always talking and taking my own protest to Buhari, because he's a father of the house, he's a father of the country. He's supposed to know our pains as our father. I remember Buhari was in government in olden days. They talk about indiscipline. That is one that introduced it. Indiscipline. I remember when Buhari was coming in, we voted him in, especially me. I struggled to make sure that this man comes in. I don't care about wherever he comes from. I don't want to hear what people are talking about him. I love him so much that I say, if this man comes, all this issue, corruption will stop. And when he came in, he made a statement against judiciary that the worst set of government in Nigeria, that are the one that spoiled this country. He was against judiciary. And I'm surprised that Buhari, if he's the one I know with legacy, in fact, the one people might say it's not legacy, but he has some legacy. He has some things he wants to stop, which is corruption, according to him. And that was why we voted him in. I am surprised that this same Buhari, if he's the one I know, he's sitting down there without talking. He's sitting down there watching things going wrong. As a father, Buhari itself, the President Buhari itself, made up his mind and spoke openly that what will he tell the father from all the looters of this country? He made it open when they were swearing in, and I love that comment. He said, if he died today, what will he tell Allah? That he came to take money and go? They look at what is going on. Buhari allows all these bad eggs to influence him, to poison him, poison his mind. He's allowed things going wrong. Buhari said under his watch that there's nothing that will happen that he will allow Nnamdi Kanu or whatever to break the country. He doesn't want this country to divide under him. But now the country is scattering. I'm still saying, is it the same Buhari? That is what I'm asking. And the country is scattering under him. Kai. In fact, when I remember all this, I feel like crying because I know how I cherish this man. That is the truth. I'm not hiding it. And now we are crying on the streets. He kept quiet. They talk about bribery. He kept quiet. We saw the money they took. He kept quiet. Everything. He kept quiet. Some group of people will come on their own using religion or one thing or the other or tribe to change his mind. He kept quiet. I can't just believe it's the same government I know or Buhari I heard about. Things are going wrong. He doesn't care about us, the poor people. Somebody that say that what will he tell his maker? If he finish and leave this seat and the God or Allah call him home, what will he tell Allah? Because all of us were created by God, despite our tribes, despite our religions. So what is actually going on? That is what I'm still confused up to today. Because Buhari cannot come if he has spoken a word, say this, what this guy did is wrong, or set a panel to investigate what happened. All this issue, the things are going, Nigeria is collapsing. That is the truth. Nigeria is collapsing under President Buhari by his grace. I don't know whether we can be free from this collapsing because he can't watch things go wrong like this. He kept quiet. Did they tie him? If they tie him, a soldier is always a soldier. Can't Buhari speak? Can't he talk? That's why this Adamawa own happened, because they believe there is no government. Look at the monetary aspect of it. After we suffer printed note, group of people like El-Rufai will become the president of the country. Ganduje will become the president under Buhari, which I know he's very strict. Where is your strictness? What is going on? Are you sick? I pray you will not be sick. I pray you are not sick. I know
Angel,
that they
you need
change
to
their
round
mind.
up
That is my
in
prayer.
30 seconds.
Thank you. Sorry, I just don't have much to say. I'm tired. I'm really tired of all this. Because talking, no response from him, nothing is going on. The Secretary of Federation, all of them are sitting down there without even the National Assembly are not saying any word, as if we are not human beings. What is going on? As if what you're saying is wrong. If it's wrong, they should come out and say, you people are wrong, so we can stop. But they kept quiet. They're not doing anything. Nobody said anything. I don't know, as if we are just wood on the street. They let God and let Allah judge everybody. That is my own comment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Comrade Austin, 2 minutes, please. Just keep it within that.
Yes. Good evening, my fellow comrades. Thank goodness for this opportunity tonight again to lend my voice over the struggle. To me, I see Nigeria, my country, as a nation that is programmed to protect vile men and women or morally corrupt men and women who deliberately, consciously undermine the value of our society. And to me, I know I'm a Nigerian, but I am emancipating myself from those vile men and women. And I believe each and every one of us on board this meeting tonight is a part of that movement. You see, I am registering my protest again tonight and to equally encourage my fellow comrades that though it may look as if we are small, we are not small. We are fighting against a force that are as stubborn as a he-goat. But no matter what is happening, it doesn't move them. I am speaking again tonight against the Nigerian system that takes great delights in advancing or fostering corruption. I'm speaking to my comrades and to say, those fights, let us not give up. Let us not give up those fights. Let us not give up those fights. Let us not give up those fights. It is certain we all must die, but we die when the time comes.
Thank you, comrade. You need to round up now.
You don't speak, you will die. It is better you speak up. You join the movements and to speak up against the wrong narratives that have painted us as a bad people, that have bastardized our image internationally, that some Nigerians cannot walk tall again. I was listening to a commentary. They mentioned only 5 countries, best countries in Africa. Nigeria was not part of the African countries. Smaller countries were mentioned, but Nigeria, that pride itself as a giant of Africa, was nowhere to be found. This is the state, and this is the condition we found ourselves. And I believe, my fellow comrades, let us not give up the struggle. Let us not give up the fight. I have much to say, but for want of time, I beg to stop on this juncture. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Ned Gideon, are you there? 2 minutes, please keep it to time. Ned Gideon, take your protest quickly.
Really, I want to know what is freedom. Because of late, I don't know what freedom is anymore. I think the whole situation that is happening has actually clouded my sense of seeing or knowing what freedom is. Freedom, I'm in my own land, in my own country, and I'm not free. I can't choose a leader that I want, and a leader have to be imposed first on me. So I don't know what freedom is anymore. And I have been shouting this time around. It's not the same. It's not business as usual. I don't know if the youth, they are clamoring or begging for them to come out. If they like, they shouldn't come out. For me, this is not going back. This is fight to the finish. This is where Nigeria takes the U-turn. This is the decisive moment. This is the decision. This is the time. There is no other time. And when people talk, they say their eyes on the judiciary. I don't get it. Our eyes not on the electoral process when they did what they wanted to do. We have to do more than your eyes on the judiciary. We have to come and be on the streets. And on that, I want to say this country is going to prevail. We're going to look back and say, yes, we did it. We're going to look back and see the glory, and with joy, tears of joy, we'll be so happy and so fulfilled that, yes, we did it. Not in this country that it has become a norm to legitimize illegitimate things, values that are not legitimate. They are now making it as part of the norm, like part of our living. I'm so pissed about the whole thing that is going on here that I wish I have some superpowers. I will actually go and silence some people like right now, but of course I don't. But this protest, if you allow me to blow that one, now here we die put. No going back, no retreat, no surrender.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Comrade Austin Keokocha, please, you got your 2 minutes. Let's hear your protest. Comrade Keokocha, are you there? All right, Engineer Andrew Kwaji Musa, are you there? Okay, Lizzie, Nigeria, are you there?
Thank you very much. My reaction and protest this evening is that we are going through a phase that will change this country. Now, for today, the news of the reverse of the election in Adamawa is a case. It's a test case that shows that things can be done the right way. So my protest is that we are calling on INEC to retrace their step and return all the stolen mandates that were given to the wrong people, especially the Labour Party presidential election. We are asking that the right thing be done before it gets too late. And I'm still pleading
Lizzie,
that
you are saying the right thing, but you need to keep it without party affiliation. You're saying the right thing, but you need to keep it because the world is listening and we're recording. We're not talking about any party or any presidential candidate. You have to just keep it as a national issue. It has to be returned. Please maintain that. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. As a national issue, our security is at stake. And with all the wranglings and misdoings going on, what we are telling our government is to do the right thing and return us to normalcy and let our country grow, because it's affecting our lives, our economy, and our development. And we cannot allow it to continue in this way. We are not happy at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Lizzie. Keokocha, you were speaking. I guess it was your network. I think we can hear. Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Sorry, I came in late. I just saw the thing now. Unfortunately, my own movie would have been more, but I just have to go within the time. It's unfortunate that we see ourselves as having democracy, as part of the countries in the world that have democracy. But that is a far-fetched truth. There is no character, there is no demonstration, there is no behavior from the government we have today that shows that we are running a democratic process. And the fight has been on. They know what they're doing. They're expecting to hear what we will do. And I don't know whether this platform is going to give us is a platform we will be dialoguing on what needs to be done. Because over time, Nigeria has never seen it this way, that people reacted, or people reacted in the way of voting, people reacted in the way of protest, yet there hasn't been any violence. We have to take it to the next level because people that go to church, they say the power of the violence and the whatever. What is it? How did they say it?
Since the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the violent take it by force.
And it is only the violent that will take it. We have to begin to study that narrative because it has been a long time. Nigerians have capable people. Nigerians have intellectuals. Unfortunately, the people we should be emulating today as our moral, as our inspiration, professors, are becoming the headache of the country. In Ghana, they celebrate their professors. In Nigeria, we don't. So we have to actually tell them this is a new Nigeria, and we have to take that new Nigeria by force. However they want it, if they want it in a democratic process, we will be more than happy to do that. But if they want it if they do anyhow, we give them anyhow. Anyhow, we decide to do it. To be honest with you, every one of us who are comrades here every foot must be on ground. Every boot must be on ground. We must devote time, we must sacrifice time, we must sacrifice whatever thing we can do to make this thing a success. Because it has been a long time. I've been watching the protests going on, seeing the threats made to so many of us here. So many threats have been made, particularly to the convener of this meeting this night, Magmore. I know that, I hear what happens. We have to come up, step up, what are we going to do? How do we start? Before, there are certain things I wouldn't say here because any gathering of such, we have to be sure that we are 100% patriotic so that somebody will not plan something and discuss it, and it becomes we have to vet people before we have a meeting of such, so that we discuss the way forward. It is boiling in my heart since we finished that election, or selection, we call it. So do every other person here. So we have to come up with something. We have 20 people or 10 people in a meeting can take on. How many people do they use in taking over a government? Sometimes it's not over 20. It's 20 that are well planned, coordinated, that sit down and say, this is the strategy. And they do it, and everywhere goes quiet. We don't even need to be 100 or 1 million on this platform. We just have to be strategic and do what we need to do. And they know that, that people are talking. People are angry. People are venting their anger. So it is right time. It is a good time. We still have a small window of what are they going to do? How do they want us to show our anger? We have to be strategic about it and plan it very, very well. Because we cannot wait, fold our arms and see this thing. Like the last somebody made a mention. If our mothers can show their nakedness because of the situation of Nigeria, and we go back and be smiling about it, honestly, it is an embarrassment and shame to all of us. For anybody, that thing went global. For somebody in India watching our mothers naked, somebody in UK, America, Canada, wherever, watching a black woman naked on the street because of injustice, because of inequality. I don't think that is something we can even go to bed and sleep well. Those people, it might not be directly to us. Those people have children. Those people have husbands. How will you feel if that is your wife or your direct mother? So we have to do so. They have to pay. The system that is making us feel this way must pay that price. Must clothe back, clothe these women, cover their nakedness. They must be forced to cover their nakedness because their decadence can never be in vain. A boy committed suicide because of irregularities in the system in Plateau State. Are those things the things we are going to take for granted? The answer is no. They have to, one way or the other, pay for it. We cannot continue to fold our arms. It is very, very annoying. Some people have fallen sick since I came back. Many people are in hospital because of the shock of the rape of Nigerians, of the rape of every patriotic Nigerian. It was a blatant open rape. And many people keep quiet. Many people are celebrating it. Watching people being raped, watching people being dehumanized. And we feel, yes, it is one of those things, Nigeria. No, most Africans are crying. Most Africans are crying because of what is happening in Nigeria, because they thought this is the time to liberate the Africa. But if we don't do anything to salvage this nation at this our time, we will all be rolling in the grave when we die. That is my only tool.
Thank you. Thank you, comrade. Thank you so much. You just connected with the spirit directly. Both Comrade Jude and Engineer Andrew, please, you're going to take 1 minute each to make the position here before we go. Engineer Andrew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you perfectly now. I know your network was up before. Please go ahead and make your deposition, your protest tonight.
Yeah, just like my protest is just like what the last speaker said. Actually, we are here today because we want Nigeria of our dream. And we went out in a democratic way to make sure that we casted our vote to make sure that the right thing is being done so that Nigeria is being liberated. We are here because we want survival of this country. And if we want survival of this country, we must do the needful. How do we do the needful? When we went out this year for the voting process, nobody told us. We went out on our own that we want a new Nigeria. And now they have cheated us. We put our hope on INEC. The so-called Professor Mahmoud failed us. He has failed the nation. And the thing is, just like the Bible says, right from the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and the violence shall take it by force. Let me tell you here, what do you call it? Liberation cannot come through any dialogue. You have to use force. And that is what these people are telling us. If we use hand glove to follow these people, let me tell you, it will slip out of our hand. And our next generation will ask us that our fathers have betrayed us. This is the right time to take over Nigeria and make Nigeria to be a country of our dream. This is the best time to take over Nigeria and make Africa a continent of our dream. If you can see, most youth in Africa, they're not happy with what happened. I don't know if you watch a lady from Cameroon that was talking bitterly. She thought this is the time now for Africa to become a nation, to become a great continent. I read a book that Nelson Mandela wrote when I was doing my master's some years back abroad. He talked about for Africa to be a great nation, continent, Nigeria first must be liberated. We must have our freedom. We are in bondage in our fatherland, and the best time is now. We have tried through democratic process. They say no. We have to take this thing. We have to go on street and make sure that and prove to these guys that this is our time, and we will let Nigeria go down because of them. Just like what you said earlier, the children, they have to pay the price. They have to pay. They have to pay what their fathers have planted in this country. We will let them, because we will not destroy. Sit down and see the dream of our children be destroyed. Are we sitting? We are just lamenting and.
Your network is at it again. Jude, please take the next 1 minute, and we'll close there with Omawe. Please go ahead, Jude.
Great Nigerians, people.
Great. Oh, go ahead. You have 60 seconds.
I want to greet everyone. Good evening. Frankly speaking, it's no longer funny to me. Me, for a person, I want to blame our president, Muhammadu Buhari. I'm taking my protest to our president, Muhammadu Buhari. It seems he's not even alive, the way I'm looking at it. Because for a president to be in a country and things are going wrong, just as a father would be in a family, and things are going wrong, you are not doing anything, you are not acting, you have not even make a comment. You watch your children fighting, one is killing one and each other, one just broke each other's head, and you are just sitting there watching, you are not saying anything. That shows that father is dead. And President Muhammadu Buhari has been on seat, been in these countries, watching us dying, watching Nigerians, watching the country going wrong, watching everything turning upside down, and he's not doing anything. So I want to say, I don't think we have president. And my fellow youths, this is youth o'clock. We need to go out to the streets and protest. There's no need we staying back, hiding in our shades. Let us go out to the streets and act. We will not wait till all of us die in this country. We will not wait till they continue. Before we know it, they will swear to people in. Let us do all we need to do to see that we recover this mandate. Let them announce the real results. I'm telling you, I'm no longer happy in this country. As a man of action, I believe in action. Let us do all we need to do to see that things go the way they should. I mean, just look at what. Oh no! In fact, please, I call on all Nigerian youths. Everybody need to sit up. Everybody need to come out. Let us pull the streets of the state and do what we need to do. Let us recover our mandate. Let us do all we need to do for these people to know that we are serious and announce the real result for us, or they do the right thing and do the give us another election. That is all we are asking for. We are not asking for much. Let me stop here, please, because I'm so angry. In fact, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have spent about 2 hours here today because we started late. I want to thank everyone that made it here today and made their deposition. You have to keep being angry. Like I said, when we started, we will get back on the street in a few days, but it is not with just emotions that we're going to get back on the street. We have to be strategic. Today is day 28. In exactly 2 days' time, we will take our deposition physically and we're going to make our deposition. That announcement will be made tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we'll still be here. There is no giving up. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So if you are here, you have to have the ability and the propensity to be able to keep your anger where it is. Let's not be like other Nigerians that forget very easily. Let's not be like other Nigerians that don't know how to direct their vexation to the right and proper places. Let's keep our head above board. Let's not be like Mahmoud or Buhari and all the other people who have divided our country along religious lines, along party lines, along every parochial lines. Let's be true patriotic people. Let's hold on to the tenets of values, of love, of justice, of fairness, of equity, of righteousness, of doing what is right. Let's not give up. Let's be consistent in character, in consistency, in our staying power, in our not forgetfulness, because these are the things that have bedeviled us as a people. This is why we are falling by the wayside. Let each time when they hear you, you carry the vexation of what happened in Kaduna yesterday. Every time they hear you, carry the vexation of what happened on the 25th of February. Don't forget, be a person of value, a person of consistency. As we gear up to make our deposition, be ready to wear your black clothes, whether or not you show up at every point in time. Be a one-man riot squad so that when we come together, it will be the energy of what we all collectively put together. We are working as leaders to ensure that all that is required to put our security and to put fronts in place for us to get out on the street are being done. While that is being done, tomorrow we're going to meet here, and on the 30th, we would have reached the 30th day. We're going to get the media together and we're going to do an update to the UN. I want everybody to be abreast of that. We'll make a more proper announcement towards that when we meet tomorrow. Until then, keep being angry. Do not let off guard. Stay with your values and ensure that our mandate, we will get our mandate back. We will get our mandate back. I don't want you to lose faith or lose heart. If you're a believer, whether you read the Quran, whether you read the Bible, you will see that the things that are impossible that became possible, it can happen in our time. And guess what? It's not about the numbers. When I was called and I went to see the security people, I can tell you for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we had a protest that was organized that went overboard. Our messages have gotten to the ends of the earth. But what we are calling for is not just about our expression. It's not just about our emotion. It's not just about our anger. It's not just about being on the street. It is that what we are requesting and what we're asking for must be done. And until it's done, we'll continue to stay here and continue to vent and continue to protest and continue to ask and demand, hold accountable and responsible until what we're demanding is done. That being said, I want you to pop out your mic as we say the second stanza of the national anthem together. Everybody open up your mic. After the count of 3, we will say that and I will call it a good night. 1, 2, 3. Oh God of creation, I I our leader, Ever you to know in love and honesty to go and live in trust and great love to build a nation and justice shall reign.
Let us begin to release our angels.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. God bless you.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night, G. Good night, Tessy. Good night,
Good night.
Dr. Daniel. Good night, everyone.
Dr. Mo, good night.
Good night, my brother. Good night, comrade. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, Dr. Mo.
Good night.
Good night, my brother. I
Good
see you. Good night,
night.
Justice.
Great Dr. Mo.
Good night.
Great Dr. Mo. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Dr. Mo, you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love
God will
you
protect
doing,
us all.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
Good
Good night, John, Victoria, Fortune, Gospel, Chinwe. Good night, Felix. Good night. Good night to Goody. Good night, everyone. Emmanuel. Patience. Good night.
Dr. Mo, Nemi.
Good night, doctor.
Good night. God bless you. AE, God bless you. Kingsley, God bless you. Thank you. God bless you, everyone.
Good night, doctor.
Good night, John. Good night. Gospel, good night. Bye.